Hello everyone, this is Cayla Camp Burns and I'm here to tell you about who all will be running in your Forrest County election coming up August the 8th, 2023. Here is a picture of our current district lines map. If you care to learn more about that, stay tuned as well. Before I get any further on this video, I do want to say my thoughts and prayers. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of Alan Flint. We did hear that he passed away this past weekend, and Haskell has been writing a story about that, and so we want to send our condolences and wish you well as a family and as a community, everyone here in Petal, especially in Petal, but I would say even bigger than that, Forrest County as a whole has definitely lost a wonderful person, and the spirit of Petal will live on, but it will definitely never be the same now that Alan Flint is gone. All right, here we go. Forrest County voters, this is from hubcityspokes.com. My husband wrote this, Haskell Burns. All right, Forrest County voters will have quite a few candidates to choose from when going to the polls for the upcoming election, as the county will see more uncontested seats this year than it has in quite some time. 2 candidates have qualified for the position of sheriff, as have several candidates for openings on the Forrest County Board of Supervisors. The tax assessor, tax collector, and coroner races will each see 3 candidates vying for those spots, and the circuit clerk seat also will see a challenger. The primary election will be held on August 8th. If no partisan candidate garners the necessary 50% of the vote plus 1 vote in that election, a runoff will be held on August the 29th. The general election is set for November the 7th. The following is a list of candidates for each of the positions in Forrest County. District 1 Supervisor, Jeremy Burge, Republican. Wesley Clark, Republican. Herman Dungan, Republican. Gentry Mordica, is that correct? Mordica, Republican. I'm going to put a map up of the districts here. Okay, moving on. District 2 Supervisor, Gerald B. Steele, Republican. Gerald is currently Ward 1 Alderman for Petal. Sharon A. Thompson, Democrat. She is the current District 2 Supervisor. And Sheila Anglety, I'm going to say this wrong, Anglety, Democrat. Now, important to note about District 2 specifically here in Forrest County. Recently, district lines changed. So if you live in Petal specifically, you are going to see a change in the district line for District 2. Where it used to come in as D3 or D4, it's now D2. And I'm going to show that map here. All right, District 3 Supervisor for Forrest County. You've got Burkett Ross, Republican. He is our current District 3 Supervisor. And then Steve Stringer running against him, also Republican. Steve Stringer is currently an alderman here in Petal. I have printed the district lines map, but as you can tell, this does nothing to the eye. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a digital copy right here, and I will also splice this in throughout the rest of the video and at the beginning or end. Moving on, District 4 Supervisor Roderick Woolard, Democrat. Nicholas Nick Brown, Democrat. Brian Cawthorn, Republican. Currently for district. So the current District 4 Supervisor right now is Rod Woolard, and Nicholas Nick Brown is currently a councilman for the city of Hattiesburg. District 5 Supervisor Douglas Butch Benedict Jr. running as a Republican, is the current coroner. Then we've got Terry Bell, Republican. As you know, Chris Bowen is not running for re-election. Now on to the fun stuff. Tax Collector David Hogan, Republican. Zach Howell, Republican. Malcolm G. Birch, Republican. Just a little backstory on these 3 people here. David Hogan is the current president of the Forrest County Board of Supervisors. Zach Howell is the current chief deputy clerk for the tax collector's office, and Malcolm Birch is a former deputy clerk, spent many years working for the tax collector's office here in Forrest County. So all 3 of these candidates are very well qualified for this position. Tax Assessor. Cayla Camp Burns here, Republican. I'll tell y'all more about myself in a minute. Charles Chip Brown running as an independent. Marion Palmer running as a Republican. Marion Palmer is our current tax assessor. She has been in that office for quite a while now. I actually worked for Marion Palmer as a deputy clerk back in 2007. Charles Chip Brown is running as an independent. I believe he also works currently for Forrest County in some capacity, maybe as a fire investigator. Sheriff. Okay, we have Charlie Sims running as a Republican. Charlie Sims is the current sheriff of Forrest County. And then running against Sheriff Charlie Sims, we have Kenny Johnson running as a Democrat. District 1 Constable, we have Mike Harris, Republican, unopposed. District 2 Constable John Schreiner, Republican, unopposed. District 3 Constable Jerry Alford, Independent, unopposed. District 4 Constable Tommy Joe Cookie Cook, running as a Democrat against Michael Barnes, Republican. Justice Court Judge District 1 Wes Curry, Republican, unopposed. Justice Court Judge District 2 Zachary M. Vaughn, Republican, running against Brenda Roberts, Democrat. Zachary Vaughn is the current Justice Court Judge for District 2. Justice Court Judge District 3, Gay Polk Payton, Democrat, unopposed. Justice Court Judge District 4, we have 3 running for this seat. DeCarlo C. Hood running as a Democrat. James M. Fenton, Democrat, and Robert Davis, Democrat. All 3 Democrats running for Justice Court Judge D4. All right, so County Prosecutor, we have Jack Denton, Republican, and Mary Lee Holmes, Independent. Mary Lee Holmes was appointed by the Board of Supervisors for this position and then ran in the general election last year and took the vote on that. But in order to maintain that position, she has to run again. So these two will face each other again in August. Again, that's for County Prosecutor. You have Jack Denton, Republican, and Mary Lee Holmes, Independent. Circuit Clerk for Forrest County, Gwen Wilkes, Republican, David Breland, Democrat. Gwen Wilkes is the current Circuit Clerk. She has been how many terms now?
This will be her third.
So this would be her third run for this Chancery Clerk. We have Lance C. Reed running as a Republican. Lance Reed is unopposed, and he has been the Chancery Clerk since Jimmy Havard retired and left office. Coroner, we've got Gregory E. Fluker, Democrat, Lisa Clem, Republican, and Elizabeth Broom, Republican. Lisa Clem is the current Deputy Coroner. District 2 Election Commissioner, we have Johnny's Dupree running as a Democrat, unopposed. And District 4 Election Commissioner, Nancy Faye Bourne Noble running as a Democrat, unopposed. So there's a rundown of the names and positions that you will see on the August 8th ballot in 2023 here in Forrest County. There are other positions that are up for vote this year as well, but they are statewide, and I'm not going to get into all of that in this video. In my next video, I will do a breakdown of what these positions are and what they entail. For example, what does the tax collector do? What does the tax assessor do? If you do not know the answer to these questions, don't feel ashamed. There are many people living out in the world who just have no idea either. So part of my campaign strategy is to educate the public on not only who's running and why you should vote for me, but what these people do every day on your behalf as a taxpayer in this county. I hope that you will tune in for more coverage as I continue down the campaign trail. Have a wonderful day.